Do this with your profits. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about what we should actually do after we make our hundreds or thousands or millions of dollars in the cryptocurrency space. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest things that you should do with the money that you are going to take profit from in this cryptocurrency bull market. Some of you guys bought crypto back in 2020 and didn't sell at the top, so you didn't get to do this, or you sold at the top, and it seems like all the money that you made just went straight through your fingers. Or maybe this is your first bull market, and you've done the math, and you've done the price predictions and the projections, and you expect, I might be sitting on a $560,000 portfolio. I might be sitting on a $35,000 portfolio. I might be sitting on $2.3 million. What do I do with it? These are the 5 things that you should do with the money that you are going to make. One of them sucks. The other 4 are awesome, but all 5 of them are things that you should do with the profits that you take. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Today's video is brought to you by me. You know, I'm a financial coach. This is one of the many hats that I wear while running this channel. If you guys are interested in learning about how to do exactly what we're going to teach in this video with me one-on-one right here on set, then check the link down below. Today's video is sponsored by our very own one-on-one financial coaching. If you guys would like to schedule an hour and sit down with me, I do coaching almost every single weekday, and it is so much fun. It is honestly the highlight of my entire day to sit down with you guys, talk about the finances, figure out how to make investments, figure out how, when, where, why to take the profits, and also, which is the topic of this video, what to do after we take the profits. I've sat down with dozens of people and worked on their finances, and these are the 5 things that I've learned that you should do with the money after you've made it. So, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. The first thing that you should do, bar none, with the money that you make from this bull market is pay off debt. Oh my gosh, I hear all of you in the background saying, oh my goodness, Jeb's just a Dave Ramsey guy. Now, I'm going to explain to you logically and financially, and also spiritually, why you want to pay off debt with some of the money that you make. Even if you've got a 2.35% mortgage and it's almost paid off and I've almost got no debt, we're going to talk about all of that. But let's start off with a fact. Whenever you borrow money, you typically, in most cases, pay interest on it. And what that means is that the money that you borrowed actually costs more than the dollar value of the money. For example, if you take out a $320,000 loan on a $400,000 home and you pay a 5 to 6% interest rate, you're going to be paying almost as much in interest as you were paying on the principal. And so by paying off that mortgage early, which is the longest term, less likely for me to yell at you form of debt, you are going to be saving potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. Not even to mention if you've got an auto loan at 18%, or a credit card at 20%, or a personal loan at 22%, or a student loan over here at 14%. You're going to be saving so much money. Let me show you. Here on mortgagecalculator.org, you can type in some different numbers. Here as an example that many of you guys are currently experiencing. You have a 30-year mortgage at a 6% interest rate. Let's just make that a 3% interest rate, because I know there's going to be a smart aleck in chat that says, oh, but I've got a 3% interest rate. The money's free. I can make more money on the arbitrage, right? Okay, let's see how that works out. Yeah, $400,000 home, $80,000 down. It's a $320,000 loan at 3% for 30 years. If we put just $1,000 a month extra towards that loan, which is something that you could very easily do if you're taking profits from cryptocurrency, after you start taking those profits, put it in a lump sum, generate interest on the money, and every month put $1,000 in towards it, then you will pay off that mortgage 16 years faster, 16 years of living debt-free. And with $1,000 a month, you will save $93,000, almost $94,000. Now, here's the kicker. If you were to do that for 13 years and 10 months, then that is 14 years times 12 months a year, which means you put in $168,000 in principal, and you saved $94,000. If you divide $94,000 in interest savings and $168,000 in extra principal that you paid early, you immediately, instantly, and in a guaranteed fashion made 56% on that money. This is the decimal times 100. Remember 5th grade math. That is a 56% return on your money, instantly, risk-free, guaranteed, on a 3% mortgage. Now imagine what the interest savings will be if you were to put that at an auto loan at 8% on a 4-year loan, or a 72-month loan, or on a personal loan, and I literally saw this, at 20% with a $15,000 balance, or a student loan that's at $40,000. And you've got a 10 or 12% interest rate. You are going to be literally doubling or tripling your money. Let's say you have a 5.5% interest rate on a 30-year loan, which is something that you likely would have gotten on a really good deal post-pandemic and you added $1,000 a month, you would end up saving $200,000 in interest on $168,000 principal, which if you run the numbers means that you made an instant 125% profit on your money, because remember the old adage, a penny saved is a penny earned. Am I saying that you should not invest in crypto and just throw all your cash out of the house? No, I'm not saying that. Remember, the purpose of this video is to talk about what we do with the money we make. So the first thing I want you to do with some of your profits is I want you to make a lot of progress towards being debt-free. If you just do $1,000 a month on the average size mortgage in this country, you will cut down the amount of time that you are in debt by half and save hundreds of thousands of dollars, which remember, a penny saved is a penny earned. So essentially that means you just guaranteed yourself almost a double on your money. Why would you not take a double on your money? Let's go make 5x in Bitcoin or 7x in Solana, sell it, then double it. Then you actually just made 10x or 14x in those two examples. Why wouldn't we do that? Okay, we're going to run through the rest of these pretty quickly because to be honest with you, that first one was the whole reason I want to make this video, to show you how powerful it is to make money in investments, then throw it at debt, because then you just double, triple, quadruple the amount of money you made in the investment. The second thing you can do with the money that you made and took as profits is you can reinvest it. You can set it in a cash account making 5% interest if the interest rates are still that high. CIT Bank is a great place to do that. We make 4.97% every single month on our emergency fund over there. Not affiliated with them, just a good bank online. And then you can hold on to that money and reinvest it and dollar cost average it, moving down into the market. If you made 5x on your money here, paid some of that off and made 2 or 3x on your mortgage because you got a high interest rate there, and then you also took some of that money and reinvested it back into the market during the next bear market or invested into the stock market or whatnot, you could end up making 20, 30, 40x on your money over the course of the next 40 years, just because you paid off debt with your earnings and because you reinvested some of those earnings. So the second thing you can and should do with the money you make in this bull market is reinvest a lot of it, either into the first category, which is paying off debt, or into the S&P 500, or into real estate that cash flows. Buy it in cash, it'll cash flow like a bandit, or put it back into cryptocurrency after the bear market starts getting closer towards its bottom. The third thing, and this is the one that I know none of you are going to want to do, but if you don't do this, you're going to wind up like this alongside Gary Gensler if he got what he deserved, is you got to pay taxes. All right, you got to pay taxes. Let me break this down for you. First and foremost, please talk to a CPA, but I will go ahead and show you how this works. There are two different ways that you pay taxes on the gains that you make in the cryptocurrency space. If you held the asset for less than 12 months, it is classified as a short-term capital gains tax, and we will talk about how that is taxed in just a moment. If you held the asset for more than 12 months, then it's considered a long-term capital gains, and you will pay most likely between 0% and 15% on that income. If your household income is over about $400,000 a year, then you'll pay 20% on that, but it won't go any higher than that. So you want to shoot for long-term capital gains as much as you can, which is why I recommend becoming an investor before you become a trader, because if you become a trader, there's quite a lot of accounting that goes along with that people don't talk about, unless you want to just dodge taxes and not sleep well at night and then get woken up at 3 in the morning by the FBI bursting in your door. I don't think you want that. If you hold the asset for less than 12 months, this is exactly how you'll be taxed. In the tax year of 2024, these are the tax brackets. And essentially the way a tax bracket works is you have to figure out which of these categories you're in. Are you a single filer? Are you married filing jointly, which is the best tax bracket to use? Are you married filing separately, or are you filing as head of household? Let's just say you're like me and you're married filing jointly. The first $23,200 you make in W-2, 1099, or capital gains income is taxed at 10%. The $23,201 to the first $94,300 you make, so not including this, but just this money, is taxed at 12%. Everything you make over $94,300 is taxed at 22%, up to $201,000. After $201,000 to $383,900, you're taxed at 24% on the income between those two levels. Again, the $0 to the $23,000 is taxed at 10%, and it adds up, which is why it's not as simple as just saying, oh, your tax rate is XYZ. No, you have to calculate it, and then so forth and so on. And if you're an absolute mad lad and you're making $731,000 a year, then you'll be paying 37% on everything past $731,000 a year. When you take profits from a cryptocurrency, it basically reads as income, and it boosts the amount of income that you made in the year. So you will pay short-term capital gains taxes on that if you held the asset for less than 12 months. There's your quick class in accounting. Please, please, please talk to a CPA and don't just watch this video and think you know everything about taxes. If you held it for more than 12 months, then this is what it'll look like. If you are, for example, married filing jointly, which is what we do, then you will have 0% tax rate on capital gains if your income does not reach up to $94,000. So if you made money on short-term capital gains and you only made $30,000 in the year and you had $20,000 of capital gains, congratulations, you don't pay any taxes on that. If, for example, you're married filing jointly and your taxable income is between $94,000 and $583,000, then you will pay 15% on that income. And if you're absolutely crushing it and you made over $583,750 in 2024, then you'll pay 20% on the profit, which is the amount of money you brought in minus the amount of money that you spent to buy the asset. So if you make 20% profit, it's 20% on the 20%. Peace? Cool. Remember, it's capital gains. gains, not just, it's not a capital tax, it's a capital gains tax. So the third thing that you don't want to do, but you have to do because you don't want to wind up in jail, is you got to pay taxes. I mean, hey, roads and bridges are kind of cool after all, right? Here's where it gets fun though, because these are the last of the 5 things that you can and should do with your money. The 4th thing that you can and should do with your money, guilt-free, without anybody bashing you for it, because my friend, you earned it, is you ought to enjoy some of this money. Let's say you brought home $100,000 in capital gains from selling cryptocurrency. Good job, man. Go put 20 of it into debt. Go reinvest 10 of it. Pay some taxes on it. You don't want to, but you don't got a choice. Set aside $5,000. Go on a trip. Take your wife on a cruise. Go to Hawaii. Enjoy it. You know, people like to be these kind of like joy thieves. They're like, oh, you're not allowed to enjoy money. Oh, you're evil. You have money. You're enjoying money. Oh my goodness. That person is what's known as a hypocrite, because maybe it's an assumption, but I'm pretty sure they've gone, that was a nice breath of fresh air, and enjoyed something in their life. Nobody has ever gone their entire life with, no, I've never enjoyed anything. They're hypocrites. It's okay to enjoy some of your money. Don't let them steal your joy. Be wise with it. Pay off debt. Set yourself up long-term. Invest for the long-term. Reinvest, etc. Pay your taxes. Don't be a fraud. All that. But enjoy some of it. Set aside some money, and you're going to spend not less than that, not more than that, but you're going to spend that much money on fun. You're going to buy some clothes. You're going to buy a fancy car. If you, let's say you made $3 million bucks, go buy a vet. Why not? Do it. Enjoy your money. That is the 4th thing that you can and should, and you probably will, do with your money. The 5th thing is to be radically generous. This is where true joy comes from, because I tell you what, I've had a lot of very cool material possessions in my life. I got a 2019 Ram 3500 Laramie out there. That thing can haul 30,000 pounds. As an old redneck country boy that bought his first truck, it was a beater. Man, the engine was about to fall out of that thing. That's a nice truck. I love that thing. But I tell you what, I got so much more joy from buying a fella a car so that he can get back and forth to work a few years ago. That's where true joy comes from. You can get some degree of happiness from using money to buy fun stuff, but it's fleeting. It doesn't last. You know, you're always going to have the memory with your spouse or with your kids on that trip, but the trip itself is going to fade. The memory will stay, but the trip will fade. But the joy that comes from being generous with what you've been blessed with is beyond measure. It is impossible to contain how much joy you will feel when you are radically generous with the money that you have made in your life. That is generous to your spouse, to your kids, to your church, to the people around you. Maybe you know of a single mom and she's just really fighting to stay alive. You say, look, I'm going to pay your phone bill for a year. Maybe you know some guy that's homeless and on the streets because he had a bunch of circumstance happen. He's not there because he doesn't have work ethic. Man, that dude will work 80 hours a week if you just give him something to do. Maybe you go help that guy. Whatever it is. But my friend, please believe me when I say you will find so much more joy when your heart is in the right place from being generous with money than you ever will from spending it on cheap fun. Not that that's a bad thing either. So those are the 5 things that you can, should, and probably will do with money after you make $1 million bucks in cryptocurrency this year. If you'd like to learn more about how to make $1 million in cryptocurrency, then consider subscribing to the channel and signing up for financial coaching. If you guys are interested, I would love to meet you and talk about your situation and talk about how we can help you guys make as much money as possible in the coming bull market, because to be honest with you, if you're a good individual, I want you to be rich because I want you to be able to go and be generous with that, and I want you to have a prosperous life. But it takes hard work, it takes wisdom, and it takes making sacrifices today so that you can reap the rewards tomorrow. If you want to learn more about all of that, that is what we call financial sovereignty. Then make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. We got a lot of content coming. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.